OCO, everybody. Long time no see. Been kind of busy. Had a lot going on. Still got a lot going on. I figure it's about time I get back on this camera. Let y'all know we're still around, still doing what we got to do. Behind in a lot of stuff, but doing what we can with what we got. I'm out here today. Just gonna do something real quick before this rain comes back in. You know, we got that cold snap coming. And I'm gonna be doing a little bit. But Happy New Year to y'all. I hope y'all had a good holiday season. Got everything you wanted settled and done, and starting the year off fresh and new. And I'm gonna jump over here and show y'all something we got going on. Let me see. Got this new little farm truck. It's a blessing from the Lord. She come to us in really rough shape, but she cranks and runs. Got all kinds of problems. We're sorting them out, a little here, a little there. But for a farm truck, potentially future daily driver, you can't complain. Got the little 4.3. It's a little 93 GMC. A lot of the interior's falling apart, but we put together what we can. And like I said, I'm using it out here as the farm truck. I got everybody thinking it's already dinner time. It's a little early for that, but I may go ahead and feed them. We'll see. But right now I'm going to be taking, y'all remember I taking shred with a paper shredder all of my junk mail and shipping waste, and I don't have enough hay to share with the animals and use for mulch right now, so I'm going to be using some to mulch up my jackfruit and a citrus tree that I got up here before that cold hits. So let me jump in this little raggedy truck here. We'll get going. Yeah, got the typical 80s and 90s GM wore out dash. Let's see if she'll crank. Yep, there she goes. Not too bad. Some reason the fuel system ain't holding pressure. Let me get her in drive. There we go. So I need to work on that. Thinking it's the fuel pump, but not 100% sure. I've done a fuel filter for it already. Like I said, this thing's been nothing but a blessing. And we're just getting started with it. I've done a bunch of work to the truck. Getting her to this point. She's a little loud out here. Let's see. I have my little trash can here that I keep full of all of the paper. It's not full, but it's what I got, so I'm taking it now. Roll this out. Oh. The truck coolant system's almost completely new now. Just finished the water pump and the thermostat yesterday, day before yesterday, and the did a tune up on it, all the new plugs and stuff, and the fuel filter. Fuel injection could stand to be cleaned. Of course, suspension in something this old definitely needs looked at. She's a little rickety. Tires are dry rotted, but I already swapped one. I'm gonna swap one more hopefully this week. And then I know that the alternator the ducks think it's time to eat too. I know that the alternator needs replaced. The battery's about wore out because of the alternator. And the starter, once the engine warms up and the starter gets hot, the starter won't work anymore. So at some point we're gonna have to deal with that. But as long as I don't turn the truck off when she's warm, she'll crank right back up. So like I'm gonna drive out here, she ain't been running long enough to get warm. So I can cut it off and it'll be fine. But like I said, for a little farm truck, can't really argue. And if I can get all the bugs worked out in her, maybe we'll make her more than a farm truck. It should be my daily. That little electric car that we bought, that Nissan Leaf, it's just doesn't have enough charge. The batteries are too wore out on it. So it's not really working out in the winter. It'll probably be fine in the spring and the summer, but this cold air, them electric batteries in that thing, Nissan skimped. And they just panicking and shut down too quick. And Teresa don't feel good driving it, so she's gonna drive the blue truck, which actually needs a good bit of work too. We're trying to get this one reliable so that we have a backup while I do some work on the blue truck, because it needs a fuel pump and a power steering pump. But what I'm doing right now, I got this little mulch spread right here. It's a citrus tree that I planted out here years ago, and I may have to go back about 5 years on my video and look and see what it was. It wasn't a graft, and I thought it had died. And then I saw it out here this year, growing and surviving. Not thriving, but surviving. So I'm going to try and baby it a little bit, see if I can't get some growth on it this year. 'Cause if we can get the citrus bigger, we don't have the cold normally to wipe out a healthy citrus, but it's definitely going to need some attention. I've got my star fruit. It's been in the ground for 3 years here. I mulch her heavy every year. I think that cold's going to burn all this up top. If we can keep that bottom alive, we'll see. But I just need to get enough on her to bury them leaves and everything so we don't lose the top. Keep her buried for a couple weeks, and then the weather should even out to where we can dig her up and let her breathe again. But we'll see. My confused apple tree over there is blooming. Just gives me random blooms from time to time, so I don't know what it's doing. We definitely ain't been warm enough for that. Let me go ahead and just do this. Supposed to be raining the rest of today and tomorrow, off and on. That'll mat this down and keep this from being exposed to the air. Let's see. Got my loquat here. I want to say she may. Yeah, she's got 1 or 2 fruit, but I don't think she fertilized very well. Pollination wasn't really there. But if this cold, these next couple days, don't knock them off, we may get our first loquats. Got a few on here. I know the cold's going to make that apple drop. What she's doing. She shouldn't be trying to flower right now anyway. Ain't no pollinators out, no nothing really going on. But she sure got clusters of flowers on her. I need to work these branches. But the other tree I'm trying to cover up here is back behind all my hidden citrus. As you can see right there is one of my blood oranges. That cold's going to burn them, but they don't die. It just stunts them a little bit. I got this guy here who's been in the ground for 3 years, same as that star fruit, but it freezes back every year. I'm going to try to stop that this year and maybe build a little greenhouse for it next year. It's a jackfruit. Jackfruit I grew from seed. I just want to see if it'll survive out here, if I can get it big enough. I know down towards Tampa people have jackfruits. Once they have a decent trunk on them, they survive, but just experimenting. So I'm going to go ahead and just dump this all on them and bury them in some paper mulch for right now. He ain't gonna like it, but we'll see. It's not pretty, but this stuff breaks down. I usually will put some spent hay with some manure and stuff over top of it to mask the paper while it breaks down. But we'll see. We'll see what happens. And maybe these trees and stuff out here will protect it good enough so it won't be too much of an issue. We'll see what happens with it. I reckon I'm gonna run over here and feed these animals real quick. You can see I got old paper. Almost all of them out here. But I definitely am gotta start harvesting my goat manure more and getting it out here before spring. So these all have something to grow up with. Let me see this. Let's see how she cranks. Like I said, it's temperamental, and I still don't know all of her issues yet. Yeah, she's still cool. The engine didn't warm up yet, so she cranks. Still didn't have fuel pressure though. She was already leaking back, which everything I've looked up online says that that's definitely related to fuel pump. I want to look and see if there's a check valve or something I can put in the system, but it does need to be replaced, so there is that. I got the sheep in there with the pigs, with the males anyway. Cruise on over here. Let's see, what time is it? Let's see whether or not I'm gonna feed these guys or not. Oh no, it's way too early for their dinner. But yeah, we got all the females in here still. And we got up to almost 100 pigs with all that uncontrolled breeding when Lucky got in there and got everybody. But we're down below 60 now, and I'm butchering 3 or 4 a week to work them numbers down. And we'll see how it goes. Get back down to where I've got about 8 over here and just a couple of the males over here, but that's going to take me a while. But yeah, like I said, I just wanted to let y'all know I was still here and we're doing the best we can with what we got, and hopefully I'll start putting some more content out for you guys. I know that was a long lapse for me, but here we are. Hope y'all have a great one. Start the new year. Wado for watching.